The basic fundamentals that most of you already know, you got to eat enough food, enough fuel to satisfy what you're doing. You need to eat enough fuel. Eat enough fuel. And some people don't like the car analogy with the body. I think it's a great analogy because everyone understands what a car is. If you don't have a car, you don't drive a car, you know of a car. You know how a car runs. For the most part, you know you put fuel in. You put gas, a certain type of gas in your gas tank, you fuel up, and then you go on your way. Now, the thing with fuel is you have a certain type. With a human body, you have different types of fuels and more fuel types than you'll find at a gas station. So you can survive doing different things as a human. You can survive eating fish. You can survive on a high-fat diet. You can survive on a paleo diet, on a keto diet, on a vegetarian, on a pescatarian, on a vegan. You can survive different ways. Now, the reason why I'm using the phrase survive is because I think we confuse survive with thrive. We confuse survive and thrive with aesthetics, and we confuse survive and thrive with performance. And they're not all the same. You know, it depends on what your goals are. If you're trying to physically look a certain way in terms of, okay, I want to have abs or bigger shoulders, I think we talk too much as if that is the biggest population, as if that's the biggest deal to look a certain way. And most of what we're finding now in the conversation is that people are having those two conversations kind of jumbled together. We have this kind of older type of fitness, I would say, for like the past 10, 20 years, where it's been mostly, hey, I want to look a certain way. I want to lose weight. I want to have abs. I want to have a certain shape. Now, with the fat acceptance, the body positive, all this obesity push where you don't have to change. You're beautiful the way you are. You're healthy at every size and that type of shit. We have this confusion with the classic type of nutrition approach with training. Like, okay, you're going to eat this way and train this way to look a certain way. And now it's more, okay, you're going to eat this way and train this way to look a certain way, but this is also healthier for you and better for the environment and better for this and better for this and socially acceptable. So we have all these other arguments that get confused that confuse people in terms of like what they really want. So you have to think about it. What do you really want out of your nutrition? I think everyone should be pursuing their health. I think going after aesthetics is fine, but it's a very different approach because you can eat a certain way and feel better. You can have better mental health. You can have better weight management by eating healthier foods, by eating foods with more substance, that are more filling, that are more nutrient dense. But if you want like a physical outcome, if you want to lose weight, like to a specific extent, if you want to shape your body, that's a whole different hardcore way of approaching nutrition and training. Not everyone wants that. Not everyone wants to look a certain way. Not everyone wants to carve a physique. And that takes years of effort because you have to build muscle in a certain fashion. You can't just lose weight and have shape. You have to build that fundamental structure and that stature and that you have to build that hard, lean tissue underneath it so that when you lose the fat, you're going to have some kind of a shape that's going to remain. You don't want to just lose and be emaciated and have no lean tissue. You want to have shape. You want to have a physique. You want to have structure. So I think the best way to approach nutrition is from that health standpoint. Now, how do you determine? And you could drop in the comments below, what do you do for your health? What's your approach with your nutrition? Because if you're approaching nutrition from your nutritional truth, right? You're trying to figure out what's best for you. What are some of the most important things? What is the most important thing when it comes to nutrition? And you can drop this in the comments, what you think is the most important aspect of nutrition. I think it's consistency. I think it is making sure that you are able to stick to your nutrition habits and your nutrition pattern. I don't think it should be something that's the main focus of your attention. I don't think nutrition should be something that like out of reach. I don't think it should be something where you have to weigh every last bit. I don't think it should be something where you have to log every calorie. I don't think it should be something where you have to really break your brain open to figure out what you're eating for dinner or what you're eating for breakfast. I feel like it's just such a fucking stress for everyone. And that's why my approach with the elimination diet, I feel like it just completely cleans out all those issues. I think it neutralizes the playing field. It doesn't pick any single one way of eating. It allows you to choose what is best for you, but what you can stick to. And I don't like it when people say keto is the best or vegan is the best or paleo is the best. I don't like it when people are like, exactly, this is the answer. This is the be all end all. If you don't do this, you're not healthy. If you don't do this, you're a bad person. If you don't do this, you're not going to get results. It just doesn't work like that. I think the reason why, fundamentally, why someone could be keto and have great results, someone could be vegan and get great results, someone can do a high fat or high animal protein, I'm not a big fan of high protein, but high animal fat, animal products. You can do and be successful and be healthy in many different ways. I think there are many more layers with that. It's what you can stick to. It's probably a lot to do with genetics. It's probably a lot to do with the quality of the foods. I know it's to do with the quality of the foods, personal experience. The quality of the animal product is everything. I had nasty heartburn. I had a lot of problems when I was eating just shit antibiotic pump chicken like a decade or two ago. It was really bad. And I changed up my diet completely and figured things out, really invested time into figuring out the best foods for me, learned more about my own personal nutrition, and it was a game changer. It changed my life. And I think the elimination diet is free. I mean, I know the elimination diet is free. It's free in the sense that you don't need to go to a nutritionist. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars. You just need to focus on what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. You need to invest your time and your effort into paying attention to the nuances of how your body's reacting to food. And it really is a lot of paying attention. It's a lot of observing. It's a lot of learning. And your body will tell you what's good for it. It really will. And this is not intuitive eating. This is paying attention to your physical and emotional reactions to food. Like, what's the food that you consume that you notice instantly? Like, what's a food that you consume that triggers like a low mood or triggers a migraine? What's something that you eat that sends you down, that you notice the difference? There's some foods like that. There's some foods that are going to, like a light switch, turn something on. Like a light switch are going to give you a reaction, whether it's an ache or a pain or a stomach ache. There are a lot of things that are going to be like that for individuals, and some of them are legumes. Some of them are those types of plant-based foods. Sometimes it's nightshade. Sometimes it's dairy. And a lot of times it's gluten and grains. And dairy and gluten a lot of them are the big part of it. And it's different than other countries. We have a lot of processed foods. We have different processing. We have different enzymes and different elements in our food than you might find in other countries. So people come from overseas, come to America, and then they get fat as fuck because the way we make our bread, the way we have the rules and the regulations of what we can and can't sell and what we can and can't add to products is completely different than places like Europe. And a lot of you are out of the United States. So you can drop that in the comments below for all the latest, laws and stuff that have been passed. But I think pretty sure most countries in Europe ban like GMOs and things like that. So whatever you believe in that aspect, countries are different. And a lot of states don't require you in the United States to list nutritional facts. So there are a lot of issues from state to state, from country to country, but it's really not far-fetched to tell someone, hey, you have power over your nutrition. You have power over your nutrition. You have the choice to figure out and to learn more. So it really comes down to, do you want to learn more about your nutrition? Do you want to learn more? Are you really interested in figuring out what works best for your body? Or do you want to just follow the mouth pleasure? Do you want to follow this whole food is fun and food is entertainment? Thanks for watching, fam. Make sure to subscribe to the Daily Swole podcast on YouTube so you can catch the live streams every single day.